Hey, what's up? It's Rick from Metagamers. I've got a case for the iPad 3 I'm going to show you today, and this one actually comes all the way from London in the UK. And this is by Innovative Inception. The name of this case is called the Kea folio cover, and it is a eco leather, which basically means it is simulated leather. And there's a couple of things about this folio case that just by looking at it, you might say to yourself, I've seen that design before, but there's a couple of things that really stand out for me on this case that put it above some of the others that we've seen out there. So first off, let me call to your attention the interior. It's this nice kind of a dark gray, semi-soft interior. You don't have to worry about your iPad getting scratched inside of this. It is a microfiber. The other thing I want to call out, and I'll show you when I put the iPad in here, is it's got a mesh grill. And you can kind of see it right there. And that mesh grill helps to protect your speaker without creating any distortion of sound. And you can see what that looks like right there. The final thing I'll call out is that the boards in this for the front flap and also for right back here, which is another area that I'll speak to in this video shortly, it's made out of EVA and PVC reinforced board, so it makes it really durable here and it adds a great level of protection. So onward, let's go ahead and talk about how this works. This is a third generation iPad LTE. We've all seen this before. There's some Velcro here to help keep it in its place, but you're going to slide the iPad right into the case just like that, and you're going to tuck this end up against that Velcro so that it will help to keep it in place. And once you've done that, it's secure. It's not going to fall out. It's not going to shift around, nothing like that. So let's go ahead and close it up. There are no magnets on the front of this to help keep this closed, but that is why we've got this right here. So that is a strap that will keep your lid closed when you're not using it. You can throw it in a book bag, do whatever. You don't have to worry about it opening up on you. Now, it does have magnets in the lid to engage the sleep awake, and that works flawlessly. So you'll see as I open it up, it turns the device on, and there's your book mode. It doesn't lay entirely flat, but it's really not that big of a deal. And you can see that in book mode, it's not going to engage the sleep awake. So that works just as advertised. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the stands in this case. You can see that you've got 3 grooves here. They aren't exceptionally deep, but they're also not shallow, and they work really well. So you can see you get your different stands. And that's your lowest one there. Of course, you could go even lower if you wanted to without the stands. And I will say that in most cases, you don't have to worry about your iPad falling out of these stands in normal everyday use. This is kind of how I tap. But if you are a hard tapper and you do this, you will have the tendency for it to fall out of place. It works really well in a lap environment because, as I mentioned, these boards are reinforced and they're really sturdy. Now notice this is a hand strap. If I flip this all the way around to the back, I can put my hand in there just like that, and now I can have a little bit added stability if I'm walking around or whatever, and I don't have to worry about dropping it, so that hand strap works really well. Indeed. Now, there are your cutouts here for your home button. You can see that you do get a border design here, so it does cover up a little bit of the border, but it doesn't inhibit or cause any issues with your light sensor, your camera, or your home button. It's fully exposed all the way around here. The edges are also covered up, so you can see the edge of your iPad kind of comes right to the end of where that border is, and likewise, it overlaps with this reinforced board so that even if you were to drop this, your iPad is not going to hit the surface of whatever it's dropping on. So this case actually provides a really good level of protection. Let's go ahead and take a look at it up close, and then I'll show you the backside, the camera, and the speaker. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the backside here. You can see that there is some branding. It's kind of embossed right there in the bottom right-hand corner. It's nothing too offensive, I would say. And it's, you know, it's a nice design, so it's nothing that's going to be a big deal there. There's your mesh kind of coverage for your speaker. There's no distortion in sound or issues with it, and I like the fact that they've got this mesh there because it helps to provide an added level of protection. You've got your camera cutout right here, and as you saw, as I showed you up close, everything is pretty much open, but you don't have to worry about that from a protection level, because if you're going to drop this by accident, this all overlaps, so your iPad's never going to come in contact with the surface of anything. Don't know if you can catch it here, but the microphone does indeed line up just fine. I don't have any issues with that. And all of the buttons are also accessible, so they're not too difficult to reach, and it's pretty easy to press those buttons as well. So overall, this case is a really nice one. I like the additional features that they put on it. Again, it's the Kea folio case by Innovative Inception. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I like the fact that they've got the reinforced boards here. Also, one of the things that I didn't call out, because of those reinforced boards, it has some unadvertised stands. You can kind of get creative with this thing. This is one stand option that you can certainly do. Actually, better than that, let me do it this way, is just like this. And you can kind of see, because of that reinforced board here, you can do some creative things with the stands that maybe they didn't intend, but they're certainly possible. So I like the fact that it's got a lot of different stand options. I like the fact that Sleep Awake works perfectly. It's a really nice design for a case. Of course, this is coming out of the UK, so if you're in that region, this should be a little bit more accessible to you. And again, it is the Innovative Inception case. It is the Kea folio cover. Again, gets my 4 out of 5. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, as always, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, take care, everybody, and have fun.